He's frozen, folks.
Welcome back. Today we're going to answer the question, do looks matter? I mean, clearly they do. Let's be honest. I'm Rodney.
And we may not answer it, but we're gonna take a stab at it. I'm Keith, and this is the More in Common Daily Chronicle, where we decided to just record for our daughters the journey that we're going on to get where we're going, so that they have something to look back upon and aren't just looking at the present moment in time. And then we decided, let's share it. Let's talk to others about it, and let's build some community. So we love your feedback, we love your engagement, and we love to learn from you. So today, do looks matter?
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna conversation debate.
Yeah.
So like I have a lot of things wrapped up around it, from like how I grew up and just like views, like shame around wanting to look like me, wanting to look a certain way, like an Adonis or like an athlete or whatever, and not ever feeling that I accomplished that, even when I was at like, I don't know, like 3% body fat when I wrestled, like always feeling like I had more to do, which is, whatever, that's its own thing. And then, but then recently I came to the conclusion that like aesthetic and the way like my house looks, the way a thing is designed actually really matters to me, and I have an eye for it. But I was taught that, and not just from my family, but from different people in society, that like it wasn't important. So I internalized that as, oh, it's not important, so I don't care about it. And it's not true. I actually do care about it. So for me, it is important. And then like how I look, like my hair right now, like I'll come back. I want to hear what you have to say, but I have a thought about how I look right now. You go.
Yeah, I like how you look right now. Declarative statements that are socially accepted, that lack nuance, are as human as breathing. They go back to the writing of the Bible and further back in any other religion that you encompass. And I think this is one of them, that just it lacks nuance. And we grew up in the age of looks don't matter, which was very much applied to the intent behind it is, if you're heavier than the quote unquote norm or accepted norm, if you're not Chris Hemsworth or Ryan Reynolds, then you're not good enough, and that it's underneath the blankets of your personality and how you act and go about this world that really matter. But at the end of the day, the blanket statement of do looks matter ultimately creates this weird judgment, this perspective that says, wait, but I want to like how I look, but am I not supposed to? Right? Like, or I want my house to look nice, or I want these certain things, not because they define me, but because I like them. And then we go into this spiral of judgment and criticism, which is something for another time and a much bigger conversation, on ourselves, like, or on others that say, oh, look at that person all dolled up and dressed up because they care too much about what other people think. And at the end of the day, it's like, looks do matter. There are 7.6 billion people on this planet. What you define as positive look will matter to other people in a positive way, whether it's design and how you present yourself. Some people will look at our podcast and go, that they're so disheveled. They come at this with kind of an unprofessional approach. It's not my style. I'm probably not going to watch it. But then other people are going to go, I like that. That's a look that appeals to me. So I'm into it, and I'm going to pay attention. At the end of the day, the look matters, even if it's not what defines the thing that's being done. Even if people overlook the content of the material or the content of the character, because it matters. At the end of the day, you have to be aligned to that. I mean, it's such a personal evaluation thing, because looks matter to me way less than they matter to you. right? Like
well,
this is literally
but in some regards.
In some regards, sure. Like this is how I go out in the world. You know, there are people that are going to look at me and go, what's up with him?" Right? Yeah. And you know, it's not,
because like you said, there's
how
nuance,
everybody
right?
wants to.
But it's,
that's right.
It's I think you hit it. I think the key part to the nuance is what matters to you versus what are you being told matters. And I think that's where I got caught up for a long time, is in what I was told mattered, and I made it mine. And then that just caused confusion because I couldn't really see what I really thought. It's what? It's kitchen time? Teacher time? Okay. Teacher time. Yeah, so I think that's the thing. Like being like having my hair unkempt and uncut and not having any lotion, and like that would be just completely unacceptable in my, I don't know, even like a year ago or 2 years ago. Like I would never ever do that. But I don't, and I said don't care. It's like I'm aware of it. It's just not important to me for this moment. Like I just want to turn on the camera and just do this because it's what we do. And like I don't want it to take more time to get ready than it takes to actually do this. And I care more about the content and who it's for, our daughters. Like that's the thing that is important. I think that's the thing that I finally internalized. And I would say for the girls, like as they figure it out for themselves, it's like figure it out for yourself. Figure it out what it means for you.
And we spend, I mean, and context matters, to your point. Like you're not going to go to a wedding like that out of respect for the hosts of the wedding.
Correct.
And the reality, like when we think about it, is the judgment, and we'll talk about judgment, but the judgment, the fear of judgment, the criticism that is so pervasive, and it's core to a lot of societal foundations in a negative and caustic way. Like that's where it comes from. So if we can give people a little more grace and meet people where they are, and if they show up wearing you know, what Rodney's wearing or what I'm wearing, understand they're coming from a different perspective on looks, and you might not like it, but at the end of the day, unless it's your venue, your place where they're coming into based on an invitation, it's not your place to judge. Like we should give people a little more grace and understand, like whether it's design or whatever the case, people may be starting out, maybe people may have an immense experience in design, so some people are going to start out farther ahead, but like giving grace, and hey, if you don't like it, you don't like it, you don't have to participate, right?
And I think there's you mentioned criticism and judgment. I think there's a shame and shaming or piece of this that we should talk about, because it's when you take whatever you think and then put that on other people, that it just starts to become bad. I mean, in interviews and just meeting new people, like it just we gotta start breaking that down. But I think we just turn this into a series because there's a lot here.
A lot. Well, listen. How do you think about it? All right.